All right. What's up, everybody? Happy Tell the Truth Tuesday. Let's go. First critique we're going to do, and I'm pumped to do this one with my guy. Okay, there aren't very many people in the world that have gone to both my high school and my college. This is the only person that I've ever heard of that went to my high school and my college and majored what I majored in. Sedric Granger. Great kid. Congrats on his recent gig at Maryland Eastern Shore. And so he sent a basketball tape. Let's take a listen. Here we go.
8-4 lead for the Buckeyes. 4 minutes, 18 left to go, quarter number one. And what is a pivotal matchup? As if the Buckeyes win this game, they move up to third place in the conference. If Athens wins this one, they stay in third place with opportunities to get to second place and really keep themselves in contention for a chance to win the conference.
Okay, right off the bat, so good. I mean, this is so good to start your tape with this. Right away, as someone who has, I've got a little familiarity. I actually called these high schools 25 years ago when I was in college, and I worked at this radio station. But, I mean, I haven't followed. I have no idea what's at stake whatsoever. So good to inform me in the first 20 seconds what the heck I'm listening to. I don't like tapes that just throw me right into the middle as if I'm turning on the radio. If I was turning on the radio, that would be realistic, but I would be choosing the game that I'm listening to. I would not be choosing to listen to Athens versus Nelsonville, York as me. So I'm listening to this, wanting to know how you set things up, and this is a great way to set up. So it feels like I just tuned in, and I'm just getting caught up to date, and he sets the table perfectly by giving me the score and telling me what's at stake.
Conference. Leo Martin, open three from the right wing. No good off the back iron. Zachariah Mullins, the 6'4" sophomore, gets the offensive rebound for Athens, so they maintain possession. A kick out to Hayden Hughes, and then back to Zachariah Mullins in the high post. And then over to the right side to Luke Mullins, working around the perimeter. The Bulldogs are against this man-to-man defensive approach from the Buckeyes. Mullins working inside, a foul called on the floor. And that one will go against Keegan Swope. That is his first foul, and that is the fourth foul against Nelsonville York. So if Athens is fouled again, unless it's a offensive foul by Nelsonville York, they go to the free throw line.
This is textbook. This is a great start. I think I like how he mentioned that it's a 6'4" offensive rebound, right? So I've got some sort of picture as to, what was helping that player make the offensive rebound. And then you told me about the defense. It's man-to-man. You located the ball in different positions on the floor, and you told me about the foul situation after picking up the foul. I mean, the score is 8-4, and now they're one free throw away from the bonus fairly early in the game. So, again, this is really fundamentally sound textbook. If we're looking to be like nitpicky so far in the first 58 seconds, I'd say it sounds a little rushed, not super comfortable. This is on a scale of 0 being like really bad and 10 being perfect. You're in the middle. You're not bad. But that's something that you could probably get a little bit stronger at, is just having that pace and that comfort, which is going to come with time.
The inbound attempt goes to Luke Mullins. It's way back on the Bulldogs' defensive side of the floor. And now they work it back onto the offensive end. Luke Mullins looking for a passing outlet as he lost his dribble. Gets to Leo Martin on the left wing. Hayden Hughes with the jab step inside. And now finds Luke Mullins in the post. Mullins drives against Andrew Connor. Puts up a layup, and it is good. Bulldogs starting to find themselves a little bit of a rhythm here. They're down just 8-6 after trailing 6-0 moments ago. Swope with the deep three. Air ball. No good. And that gives the ball right back to the Bulldogs as Athens, they're making their presence known as well, making the air ball chance happen. With it being such a close game in terms of proximity, the Bulldog student section is out here in droves too, but Sam Trainer, right after getting it, turns over the...
Okay, this continues to be very fundamentally sound. Like, I really like the direction this is headed. This is very, very fundamentally sound. I think right there at that transition, you could have used a pause, because it kind of sounds like one really big long sentence right now. I think it could have used a little bit of a pause instead of but blah blah blah, a nice solid period there, and then jumping right into what happens next. That would be a good thing to do. One guy that I think that I highly recommend a lot of people listen to if you're working on word economy is Matt Chasnow, the new voice of NC State, used to be the voice of Washington State. Matt Chasnow is excellent at the little 3-word bursts. Little three-word sentence, period. Another 3-word sentence, period. And just kind of like has a really good cadence to him that prevents it from feeling like a little bit of a run-on sentence.
The ball to Keegan Swope, who averages 4 steals per game. He picks up his first one of the day, drives to the rim, and is fouled, so he'll head to the free throw line. That is the second foul against Sam Traynor, so he may have to take a seat. 3:06 left to go in the first quarter. 8-6 lead for the Buckeyes, and Keegan Swope looking to add to it. Swope's first free throw's up, and it is true. Buckeyes are on a 5-game win streak. One of the hottest teams in the TVC, Ohio. Only team with a bigger win streak is the Megs Marauders, who have won 8 in a row.
That's a perfect time to fit that note in. That is a nice lull in the action where you slide that in. The one thing I would say is, and it doesn't sound like it happened, if there are substitutions coming in and out, I would get to those instead. But if there aren't any, and even if there are, that's a perfect time for those little notes that you got. I love that you mentioned he averages 4 steals a game. That lets me know what kind of player he is and the impact that he's going to have on the game. I love that you mentioned that these two schools aren't very far apart, so there's fans from both teams there, and it lets me know what I'm hearing in the background. One thing that's always been a piece of advice that I have received has been, do not let the crowd swell without informing the audience on radio for sure why the crowd is swelling. Video streams and TV, obviously a little different. You can see for yourself. But if you hear a crowd swell, you want to know why. And I think you're doing a nice job of kind of using your words and your energy to match the energy in the building at all times.
Swope at the free throw line. Second free throw's up, no good, off the side of the rim, and rebound to Zachariah Mullins. So Swope splits the free throws, and Luke Mullins fires a 3 from the right corner, and he's got it. We're all tied up now in Bookdale after Luke Mullins drills the three-pointer, the first three-point bucket of the day for the Bulldogs. And now it's starting to sound like a home game in McAfee Gymnasium with the way the student section is making.
Sounded like your hair behind that three-pointer. I really love to get the release as they release it. So when I say 3 is up, then I almost don't have to say if it's good or not. The ambient sound will tell you. But to hear kind of where you were at with the release, we heard the 3 happen, and then you quickly filled us in, which is good. You're always going to fall behind a little bit, so to quickly catch people up is really good. But to be on top of it would be even a little bit better.
Noise, 2 minutes, 40 seconds left to go, quarter number 1. And now an inside pass goes to Thompson. Thompson has the ball stolen. Marshall McCammon dribbling it down the floor, finds Hayden Hughes, and he is fouled. That foul goes against Cameron Sullivan, the freshman. And this crowd is now irate after that foul call. That's the 5th foul against Nelsonville York in the quarter. There's been 8 combined fouls. 2 minutes, 31 left to go. Quarter number 1, we're tied up at 9. And here comes Hayden Hughes for the free throw.
Would love to know what specifically made him irate. Is it that it was an egregious missed call, or was it that there had been too many calls? Would love a little context on that.
First free throw's up, and it is good. I've really liked what I've seen from Hughes over the last few games. 5'11" sophomore with a really great future. And has a great free throw shot. His second free throw falls. He went 2 for 2. And the Bulldogs have their first lead of the day, 11-9.
Not necessarily wrong, but this might just be me. Maybe there is a little something to it. I really try not to say I when I'm doing play-by-play, unless I am like telling a story about me, or if like I'm, I might be bantering with my analyst Jason Hamilton about like I don't like cream in my coffee or something like that, something along those lines. I think as credibility builds, there's really nothing wrong with it in the play-by-play chair. The analyst chair, which it doesn't sound like you have an analyst in this, that's their job, is to say what they think, right? But on the play-by-play side, I like to try to stay away from that a little bit. But, also, it's hard to go solo. What you're doing here is very hard. It's hard to call a game by yourself. High school games do move a little bit quicker, so that helps, but it is a challenge to do what you're attempting to do here. And also, secondarily, I think we all will say I from time to time. I would just try to, mitigate how much you insert yourself into it. I like to kind of err on that side.
Over Nelsonville, York. Andrew Connor checks out of the game for the Buckeyes. And Bean Martin into the game for the first time for the Buckeyes. Keegan Swope dribbling it down the floor to zone defense. Converges on Swope, but he gets it off to Martin. And then a long pass over to the other side of the floor to Landon Inman. Inman into Swope. Swope drives through the lane, tries to lay it in. No good. And a great rebound by Athens. They try to go up the floor quickly. Hughes saves it from going out of bounds, but turns the ball over nevertheless. Now Nelsonville York, quick tempo. Keegan Swope tried to go for a layup against Mullins and had the ball knocked away, but a foul called. This one will go against Mullins. And this will send Swope back to the free throw line. He's been great at drawing fouls. Or actually, never mind. They won't say it's a shooting foul. They'll give an inbound instead.
I do that
to the Buckeyes.
All the time.
The inbounder
all the time
is called, gets it off to Inman at the right wing, starts his dribble and works his way back to midcourt. And then Alec Thompson had it as the Buckeyes working around this perimeter here. Inman thought about a three, then instead gets it back off to Thompson. Players passing it back and forth. Now Swope with a nice inside feed to turning Alec Thompson, who drove through the paint. He's got the layup to fall. 11-11. What a great game. Back and forth we go between Athens and Nelsonville York. Battle for third place in the TVC Ohio. Zach Mullins lets a two-pointer go from mid-range. No good, but he's fouled hard to the floor by Cameron Sullivan. And Mullins will head to the free throw line.
Again, a little bit behind the plate, but that's hard. High school, I remember the shorter court, guys just fly around. They're down shooting at the other end like seconds later. I mean, it feels like every high school basketball team is coached by Roy Williams, how fast they push the tempo. But yeah, man, that's just a thing to work on, right? Is to just try to find a way to be right on top of that.
Very physical game, to say the least. 9 combined fouls in just 1 quarter of play. Minute 33 left to go, quarter one. 11-11, make it 12-11 after Zach Mullins nails the free throw. Bryant Call checks into the game for Cameron Sullivan for the Buckeyes. Easton Newsom checks into the game for Sam Traynor for the Bulldogs. Mullins' second free throw is up and good. Bulldogs 4 for 4 from the charity stripe. 13-11 lead for the green and gold. Here's Keegan Swope, gets it over to Inman. Inman inside to Call. Call with a mid-ranger from the corner, no good. And the rebound goes to Newsom.
I did this a ton. I think in basketball it's natural to fall into this, but to string together sentences where it's like player name does something to player 2. Player 2 to player 3, player 3 to player 4. Like I would maybe just try not to have a sentence end and begin with the exact same word or name. It's kind of an easy cadence to fall into.
For Athens, got a minute and 16 seconds to work
Not
with.
terrible
Mullins
to do it all the time.
with the pass out
Just
to
a
Martin.
thing
Martin
to
gets a
keep an
nice
eye on.
screen from Mullins, then finds Newsom. fumbled with the ball for a little bit, now starts his dribble, working against Keegan Swope. Man-to-man defense from Nelsonville York.
Good descriptions.
Newsom goes right at Swope, finds Leo Martin, who was left all alone. Mid-ranger from the elbow. Nothing but net. Bulldogs with their largest lead of the day, 15-11. McCammon playing defense against Swope here. 45 seconds left to go. Buckeyes find a great pass inside, and it's Call who lays it in right of the rim from the left block. 15-13 is the lead for Athens. McCammon gets fouled hard by Breen Martin.
Good energy. I really like the energy here.
And that's the 6th foul against the Buckeyes. Reminder that the new rule change for the OHSAA, fouls do reset between quarters. However, the bonus zone is now after 4 fouls.
Good to
Once
know.
you get your 5th, you head to the free throw line. First free throw is up and good. Athens 5 for 5, making now 5 for 6 after a miss from McCammon. 16-13 lead for Athens, and a quick pass inside to Alec Thompson. What a feed there by Keegan Swope. 20 seconds left to go. 16-15 here in the first quarter. Athens up by 1. McCammon with the basketball. 15 seconds to go. Gets it to Leo Martin on the right wing. Martin to Newsom's. Got to make a play. 10 seconds. 9 seconds. And it's stolen. The second steal of the day for Keegan Swope. He's got 6 seconds. 5 seconds. Loses the basketball. McCammon tries to cover, and it's a jump ball. With 3 6/10 of a second left.
Good job staying on that.
After the loose ball, Nelsonville York has possession after the jump ball.
I was getting excited. You were building
The
to a
inbound goes
crescendo.
quickly. 3 from Call, and it's nothing but net. Buzzer beater 3 from Bryant Call. The 6'3" junior gives the Buckeyes an 18-16 lead as we head into quarter number 2. Exciting action here in TVC Ohio Play. We're just warming up. Nelsonville York 18, Athens 16. You're listening to Bulldog Basketball on 970 WATH.
I really like that. I think that was really, really solid. I'm impressed, Cedric. That was really good tape. And I know that you're kind of just coming out of college right now, but that was a really strong effort. And congrats, man. Congrats on your success. Keep at it. You have a lot of good things. One of the other things I like about that tape, before I let everybody go, is I just wanted to say, like, that the fact that it sounded so clear, that's really easy to listen to. And that's kind of a big deal. Like, when you're handing tapes around and trying to look for jobs, taking something that is like the original mix that sounds clean and crisp and clear, and it has a solid mix, slightly overmodulated a little bit, but I'm being picky on that. That was a really clean mix there. I thought that was awesome. Really, really good tape. Keep at it, man. Keep at it. Appreciate your submission. All right, everybody, give Cedric a follow, and yeah, that's it. That was the first edition of Tell the Truth Tuesday.